So some changes in the lineup for the Matadors. You should know, if you are not already aware, that Mark Hill will not be participating this evening. He tweaked a knee the other night, or the other afternoon in practice. Dathan Lyles is still out with an ankle injury, and Rayshon McLemore also still out with his back issues. So for the Matadors, Lenny Daniel, Vinny McGee, the sophomore getting to start at the point guard for the Matadors, Kenny Daniels, Raymond Cody, and Michael Lizarraga. And for the Dragons, we didn't get to hear their entire starting lineup. It is GERALD COLDS, Jamie Harris, Derek Thomas, Daryl McCoy, and Sammy Gibbons. Our officials for tonight's contest, they are Colonial Athletic Association officials, Sean Hill, Brian Dorsey, and Tim Kelly. And we are lined up at center court, ready for the opening tip, and we are underway. It's one back by Lenny Daniel to Lizarraga. He'll hand it off to McGee, and here we go. 2 20-minute halves here at a college game, as you know. Matadors with the ball on the left wing. Back out front. Now they put it to the high post. Lizarraga spins into the paint, throws it back out front to Cody. He wants to break down his man, defended by Colds. Comes over to the left side, has to go back out front with a pass to McGee, and he'll reset with 13 on the shot clock. They could try to go around a pick from Lizarraga. Double team comes. Now the ball back to Lizarraga. He's going to drive down the left side, leans in. Shot is blocked. Lizarraga gets it back, goes up again. Little hook shot. It's good on the baseline.
Good job by Lizarraga to stay with his shot on the second attempt and put it up and in for the first points of tonight's game.
2-0 Matadors, and here's Jamie Harris. Over to Thomas. Thomas wants to drive, cut off by Daniels. Top of the key, they get it to Colds. He comes into the key, throws up a little 7-footer, no good. Rebound off by Daniel. He gives to McGee, throws ahead to Lizarraga running the court, and it's blocked from behind. A layup attempt was stuffed by the big man, Daryl McCoy. Back the other way come the Dragons. Colds with a fall-away left-hander. That's no good. The rebound is too long and comes into the left corner. Back out front, a three-pointer on the way by Thomas is good. And the Dragons have their first lead at 3-2. Great block on the outlet pass by McGee ahead to Lizarraga. The block by McCoy. Here's a drive into the paint, pass down low, intended for Lizarraga off his ankles, and they're going to say last touch by the Dragons. So the Matadors catch a little bit of a break.
That's a pass that should have been thrown up top. Big men don't like to go down and get the bounce pass. Nonetheless, it stays Matadors ball.
All right, so Cody slaps the ball, and the Matadors are going to run around for an inbound try off the right baseline. They get it into Lenny Daniel. He backs away from the right block into the corner, now throws it back out front to McGee. McGee signals for a fresh play, 15 on the shot clock. Minute and a half into the ball game. Cody drives around his man from the left wing, keeps the dribble going, now wants to go into the block. The pass is stolen, knocked away by Sammy Gibbons. Gibbons lays it off to Colds, and Colds goes all the way, unstopped, lays it up and in, and a quick timeout by the Matadors. And Coach Braswell is going to give his players an earful about the defense.
And you talk about defense, and this is a Matadors team that is last in the Big West Conference in scoring defense, giving up 82 points per game. We talked about the Dragons only averaging 61 points tonight, but already 5 with less than 2 minutes to go gone by here in the first half.
18-14 left in the half, and Coach Braz with the early timeout telling his players, I believe it was Kenny Daniels who was the target of Coach Braswell's ire that time, as it was his man who hustled back and received the ball from, was it Gibbons, I think, that ended up with the ball, and he handed off to Colds, who ran all the way to the hoop ahead of Daniels for the easy layup. So here we go, back to action. McGee dribbling down the right wing. Lays it off to Daniel. Back out front to Lizarraga. Now into the post. They get it down low to Daniel. Ball fake, and then lays it up and in. And it's 5-4. Dragons with the lead. Harris to the front court. He's guarded by Cody. Now they move it over to the right side. Colds and McGee. Back to Colds, top of the key, over to Harris on the left wing. They pound it into the big man on the left block. McCoy backs in against Lizarraga. A little jump hook off the rim, no good. Everybody crashing the boards, and there is Daniel with the rebound for the Matadors. He and Lizarraga had some nice screen out, and McGee comes to the front court. Started to penetrate, now throws it back out front. Ball over on the left wing. Daniel throws to the rack, intended for a teammate, but McCoy is right there to pick it off. Sorry, that was Sammy Gibbons with the pick off that time, and Harris back the other way. To Gibbons out front. Now over on the wing man, it's Thomas dribbling. They give to Childs. He'll launch a three from just left of center and score it. This is a team that shot only 29% from beyond the arc coming in, and they've already got 2 3-pointers. They lead at 8-4. 17 minutes to play in the half. Here's Cody dribbling over to the left side, launches a two-pointer, no good. Ball on the floor, grabbed by McCoy. He gives off to Harris, to Colds, drives the baseline, cut off, kicks it back out to Harris, three-pointer from the left wing, that's no good. Rebound inside, grabbed by Gibbons. He kicks it back out, and the Dragons are going to reset.
A bunch of offensive rebounds already for Drexel, simply outworking the Matadors on the boards right now.
Gibbons out front, sets a pick and hands off to Thomas, who's dribbling near the top of the key. Still 20 on the shot clock. They kick to Coles. Left wing three-pointer is going to come up short. And a rebound off to Kenny Daniels. He gives to McGee, who comes to the front court down the left side. Picks up the dribble and gives to Lizarraga, top of the key. Now to Daniels. Right wing, drives baseline, spins into the paint, spins around his man, goes to the rack and lays it in with the left hand. Nice play by Kenny Daniels. Before the last two road games, he was averaging 28 points per game for the Matadors, and then he was held to 7 and 5 at Washington. And where was the other game at? For
Denver.
And Denver. Two tough outings in a row for him, so the Matadors really need him to get going early. Ball being worked around the perimeter by the Dragons. They want to get it into McCoy, but Lizarraga fronted his man. Now here's a drive by Harris. He kicks across the pattern to Cole. Three-pointer from the left wing. That's off the rack, no good. And Kenny Daniels with the rebound. To McGee. He'll come out of the backcourt. It's 8-6 Dragons. McGee driving down the left side, throws it out front to Lizarraga, who fumbles, recovers, and gives it back out to McGee on the left wing. Three Matadors over at the scorer's table, ready to check in. Ball to Daniels, right wing three-pointer on the way, is good! And Kenny Daniels now has 5 in the ball game, and the Matadors have regained the lead at 9-8.
Daniels showing us early his complete offensive game. The 2 possessions ago goes for a dribble drive layup and then spots up for a three-pointer on the last possession.
There's McCoy trying to go up, the ball stolen. He gets it back, then lays it up again. Ball volleyed, gets it back, tipped once, tipped again, and scores it. Wow, what work by Daryl McCoy over the shorter Matadors. And quickly a long outlet pass. Here's Cody going to the rack. He throws it up and in, and a blocking foul is called. Raymond Cody goes to the rack from the right side after a long outlet pass by McGee. So it's 11-10 Matadors, and a free throw coming up to Cody when we come back from a timeout. 14:57 left to play in the first half, and the Matadors leading it 11-10. We'll step away. The cheerleaders will take the floor. You listen to Matador basketball here on IBSU.net. Got to take a moment to say hello to Alan. Alan, we miss you. Where are you? How can you be doing paperwork when there's a basketball game? I know, it breaks your heart not to be here. Folks, Alan Zinsmeister is back at the office working, and I'm over here crying. But Josh is doing a fabulous job.
Thank you.
I don't really mean that. Here's Cody at the line for the free throw, and he gets it to complete the three-point play. You have to know that if you're sitting in that seat, I have to treat you as badly as I treat Alan.
I can tolerate it.
All right, some substitutions in now for the Matadors. Kevin Menner's in there, Willie Gallick, and who is the other substitution? Meanwhile, a full-court press by the Matadors. It's broken by the Dragons, and here comes Thomas to the front court. Has to throw it back out front to Harris. Harris holds it up and now wants to drive. The third man in there is Theron Taylor, and he is guarding the ball right now. On a weave, the ball out to Fouch. He's at the top of the key, moves it over to the left wing to Thomas. Thomas backs up with the dribble, guarded by Kevin Menner. Up top, Niesler has to hand it off. Now he's going to go set a pick over on the right wing. His teammate comes around it. Comes into the paint. A 13-footer leaning with the left hand is good. Nice shot by Jamie Harris. And now we're tied at 12 apiece. Vinny McGee brings it to the front court, gives to Gallick. Now over to the wing to Menor. Lob pass inside, caught by Daniel, and he's fouled as he tried to go up. I believe it's going to go against Jamie Harris, the front end of the double team. Yep, that's his first personal, second team foul. Interestingly, looking at the early stats here, the Dragons are without a turnover yet. They've got 4 offensive rebounds. Of course, 2 of them were on that one play by Daryl McCoy where he eventually scored the bucket. Lenny Daniel is going to go to the free throw line.
And you mentioned the offensive rebounds, Bill. The Matadors in their first meeting ever with Drexel last season, as Daniel misses the first of 2 free throws, they surrendered, the Matadors did, 17 offensive rebounds last season to this Drexel team, so have to do a better job controlling the defensive boards and controlling, as a result, the tempo of this game.
Matadors as a team shooting just barely 64% from the free throw line, and Daniel shooting 61%. He makes 1 of 2 this trip, and the Matadors have regained the lead at 13-12, and now some substitutes are in there as Lenny Daniel comes out. Who we got in there? Cordell, Menor, Gallick, Cody, and Taylor for the Matadors. Sammy Givens hands out to a teammate. It's Harris dribbling over to the right side, still outside the arc, gives out to Givens. Givens gives to Fouch. Chris Fouch, the redshirt freshman, bounces it over to the left wing. Held up by Thomas. To Niesler, back out front. Now over on the right wing, a try for a steal by Theron Taylor didn't work, and then a pass inside is kicked by Gallick. So they're going to reset the shot clock to 15 and give it out of bounds left baseline front court to the Dragons. Derek Thomas steps out of bounds and calls out a play, slaps the ball, hands to Fouch. He launches a three-pointer from the wing, and it's scored. Not good inbound defense by the Matadors there at all. And it's 14-13. Here's a drive by Theron Taylor down the right side. No good. Rebound tipped up. That's no good. Niesler fumbled it out of bounds. Oh, and they're going to say last touched by Theron Taylor.
And Taylor was completely out of control. I would have liked to see a jump stop there to regain control and put the ball up and in. As a result, he misses the layup, and the ball goes back to Drexel.
Great, too many trees inside on that particular drive. Here's Harris dribbling, hands off to Givens. This is Sammy Givens, the sophomore. His brother, Shannon Givens, is a freshman. There's a turnover, the first of the game, I believe, by the Dragons.
Bill, you mentioned the 2 brothers, but the only thing they really have in common on the basketball court is the same last name. 2 very different players.
All right, Cody brings the ball in. Gives to Theron Taylor. He drives down the middle and throws the ball up. Got blocked first. And they've got to say that ball's out of bounds. It can't be a shooting foul. Taylor tried to just launch the ball, but it was about, let's say 3 steps after the blocking foul and what looked like a football block by the Dragons.
In the NBA, that's definitely continuation, but not here in college basketball.
All right, Matadors inbound it to Gallick. He spins into the paint, goes up with the left hand, lays it up too hard off the heel of the rim, no good. Rebound of the Dragons. Fouch out to Harris. He dribbles over, pulls up, left hand 13-footer. I'm sorry, about a 15-footer from the left side. That's good. And the Dragons extend their lead to 3. It's 16-13 in favor of Drexel. Cody moves it over to the left wing to Taylor. Out front they go to Gallick. One bounce dribbling, lays off to Kenny Daniels. Daniels gets double teamed, top of the key, launches a three-pointer from straight away, way off the mark. Rebound to Sammy Givens. Here comes Harris for the Dragons. Stutter step, then kicks to the right wing. Ball fake by Fouch, and he traveled. And that is now 2 quick turnovers by the Dragons, so we're even Steven in that category, 2 turnovers apiece.
Back to the last possession offensively for the Matadors. Daniels takes a ill-advised three-pointer. He's best when he's creating within the Matador offense right there, just trying to do too much, and as a result, doesn't even draw iron on the three-point attempt.
Vincent Cordell is in there for the Matadors, and Vinny McGee comes back in after a very, very brief rest. He's going to replace Raymond Cody. We're going to see a lot of Vinny McGee tonight. The sophomore is going to get lots of minutes with Mark Hill out of the lineup tonight. Here's a drive by Theron Taylor, comes into the paint, and he's fouled from behind, probably Phillip. And this will be free throw time for the Matadors.
Drexel foul number 3.
And as we should see a lot of Vinny McGee here tonight, after scoring just 14 points total over the first 5 outings, McGee has averaged 14.5 points per outing in his last 4 games, including a season-high 19 points earlier this season against Cal State Bakersfield.
Theron Taylor rolls in the first of 2 free throws. Strangely enough, he is just a 45.5% free thrower. He is, of course, noted for his defense, and the second free throw shows why, as he missed the free throw badly. And it looks like the Drexel Dragons fumbled the ball out of bounds after the free throw miss. So it's going to be Matador ball with 12 and a half to play.
Gallic did a nice job of battling for the offensive board, causing the Drexel Dragons to knock it out of bounds and retaining possession for the Matadors.
All right, so Taylor, Lenny Daniel comes in, replacing Vincent Cordell, and now we get on the inbound play, the Matadors get a shot attempt up and a foul against the Dragons. Who are they going to give this one to? Number 21, Kevin Phillip, picks up his first team foul. The ball was inbounded to Gallic. He went up and got fouled. And take a look at the team fouls there. 5 team fouls against the visitors and not a single team foul yet against the Matadors. Gallic's free throw on the way, bounces around and goes in. Gallic just a 63.5% shooter from the charity stripe so far this season. But he knocks down the first one, and we're a 1-point ball game here. And now a long free throw is missed there, and Taylor with a rebound. He goes to the left side, shot is blocked. Taylor gets it back though, dribbles out to the left wing, and now he's going to reset the offense for the Matadors. They pound the ball into the left block to Gallic. Wants to square up against Phillip. Backs in, goes around him, lays it up with the right hand. Spinning through the paint was Willie Gallic, and the Matadors have regained the lead at 17-16 with 4 points in a row. Phillip to Fouch over here on the left wing, and the Matadors come with a double team. Harris gets the ball back, kicks over to the wing, drive by Colds into the paint. Back out front to Harris for a straightaway three. That rims out, no good. Skying for the rebound is Lenny Daniel. He hands off to McGee, who comes to the front court. Steps back, launches a three from the wing. That's off the heel of the rim, no good. Ball tipped, grabbed by Theron Taylor. He drives into the paint, jumps in the air, and throws it away. And there he's off to the races is going to be Gerald Colds. Goes to the rack, slam dunk. Matadors had the ball, had the right idea, but somebody stepped in front there and made a steal. And Colds was off to the races. So the Dragons now lead 18-17 with under 11 and a half to go here in the first half.
And the passing angle just wasn't there on that last pass, creating a turnover and a dunk for the Dragons.
Theron Taylor moves it over to McGee on the left wing. McGee starts a dribble, goes around a pick from Gallic. They go back to Gallic. Left baseline, he leans in, goes to the rack, missed it. Tip up and in, inside by Lenny Daniel.
Nice second effort by Daniel, but back to Gallic. He missed it because he went down the left side with his right hand. Left side, left hand.
Ball kicked to Colds. He drives down the left wing, lays it to the right post. Back out to the wing. A three-pointer on the way by Colds is good. I beg your pardon, that was Jamie Harris. And it's 21-19 Dragons. McGee goes to the top of the key with the ball to Lenny Daniel, who holds it up. Swings it over to Theron Taylor on the left wing, and we get a foul, a hold against Phillip inside against Gallic. And for Phillip, that's going to be his second foul in a row. 16 fouls now against the Dragons, and still not a single team foul against the Matadors as we approach the midway point of this first half. 10:43 to play here in the half, and the Dragons lead the Matadors 21-19. It's Matador basketball on IBSU.net. Bill Cortland and Josh Hoffman courtside here at the Matadome, bringing you tonight's matchup between your Cal State Northridge Matadors and the Drexel Dragons. Here in the early going, the Dragons have a 21-19 lead with 10:43 to play here in the first half. They have dished out 4 assists as a team and have just 2 turnovers. They're shooting 50% from the field, 9 of 18. That'll happen when you're shooting a lot of layups inside. But interestingly, 42.9% from three-point range, 3 of 7 from beyond the arc. And this is a team that has been shooting 29% from beyond the arc on the young season. Matadors pound the ball inside to Gallick. He dribbles around his man, leans in, throws it up, no good, but he's fouled. And I believe they're going to give it to McCoy.
Drexel foul number 44, GERALD McCoy.
Hey, I got one right. The big freshman picks up his first personal, 7th team foul on the Dragons. And Gallick's going to go back to the line, this time for 2.
Bill, you said the Matadors are pounding it inside, and that's exactly what they're doing. And every time they've done it thus far early in this game, it's worked to their advantage. As a result, 12 points in the paint thus far for CSUN, just 8 for Drexel.
And that is now 5 of 8 from the free throw line for the Matadors. And Gallick's second free throw, no good. But the Dragons have yet to shoot a free throw. And the Dragons still have a 21-20 lead by virtue of those 3 3-pointers. And now we're going to get some makeup calls. Here's Kenny Daniels trying to fight his way through McCoy's pick. And Kenny Daniels picks up his first personal. First team foul comes with 10:26 to play in the half. Ball's going to be out of bounds, front court, left baseline for the Dragons. It'll be Derek Thomas who will inbound. Let's see if the Matadors can prevent a 3-pointer from Colds. Ball is inbounded to him on the left wing. He gives to Harris, who's going to dribble around out near the top of the key and over to the right sideline. Up top, they go to Gibbons. He's looking around, wants to try to go, but can't. Has to pick it up against Daniel. And back out to Harris. 5 count going. Now the dribble against McGee. Harris backs up, lays it up front. 16 on the shot clock still. A weave to Thomas. He's at the top of the key. Now they give to Colds. He drives into the paint, land of the trees, ducks under everybody. Spinorama layup try, no good. Rebound inside by McCoy, no good, but he's fouled. And I think this one is going to go, the call that is going to go against Willie Gallick. Oh, they give it to Kenny Daniels, and that's his second. So quickly, he picks up 2 in a row, and he is going to have to take a seat.
Bill, even though Colds missed the acrobatic attempt to lay up there, he penetrated, causing the Matadors to collapse on him and freeing up McCoy for the offensive rebound, and now the 2 free throw attempts.
First free throw bounces around all over the place for McCoy and then finally falls in. Lizarraga comes in replacing Gallick, and because of the foul trouble now, Kenny Daniels will take a seat. He's replaced by Theron Taylor. And this is what happened with Taylor en route to his 5-point performance in the Matadors' last outing, is that Kenny Daniels got into some foul trouble early. He's got 2 now, and Braswell's rule of thumb usually is 2 fouls in the first half, and you got to sit down. Here is a drive and a wild shot. Throw it up and in is Kevin Minner. Just a wild off-balance shot. Somehow found the bottom of the hole in his 23-22 Dragons.
Talk about a prayer being answered.
Had no business. He was going to actually try to pass, and then he realized he had no place to pass it to. Here's a shot attempt by Colds in the paint again. No good, but he's fouled, and they're going to give it to Lizarraga. That's his first personal. 3rd team foul against the Matadors, and now Colds is going to go to the free throw line. You can tell that Bruiser Flint's strategy, instructions to his team is take the ball to the rack. Look at this. We don't have a single team foul yet. And now here in the minute and a half since we've come back from the timeout, this is the 3rd trip to the free throw line since that time.
Typically good things happen with dribble penetration. It frees up your other players for offensive rebounds, and it frees up the guys on the perimeter for open jump shots because the defenders have to collapse on the penetrator.
Second free throw by Colts is good. So it's 24-22. And quickly McGee back in the ball game, comes to the front court with the dribble. Still keeping the dribble alive at the top of the key. Wants to move it over to the right wing. Minner has to try to work his way around a pick from Daniel. Meanwhile, the ball moved over to the left wing. Now into the right corner. Caught by McGee. He dribbles around, comes to the top of the key, throws back over to the right side. 14 on the shot clock still. Backing in is Lenny Daniel. He throws it back up front. Stolen by Colds. He's off to the races all alone. He goes in. Slam dunk once more. There is another bad pass by the Matadors. That's their 6th turnover. Sorry, beg your pardon. That's their 4th turnover. But only 2 turnovers against the Dragons. 26-22, and now we're going to have an illegal pick. Yep. Out front. Either Theron Taylor or Lenny Daniel, and I think they gave it to Daniel. Yep. He picks up his first personal, an illegal screen, and another turnover for the Matadors. Dragons ball once more, and here comes Harris to the right side. Slams on the brakes, wants to hand out front, and a silly foul out front by Lenny Daniel as a big man, Sammy Gibbons, is receiving a pass beyond the three-point arc. No threat of him shooting, scoring, or doing anything really with the ball. And a silly reach-in foul by Daniel puts him on the pine now with 8:44 to go here in the half.
It appears that was a frustration foul after he turned the ball over a couple of possessions ago, leading to Cold's slam dunk.
So Raymond Cody is back in there, and the ball is being worked around on the perimeter. Theron Taylor got away almost with a foul. Menor bumps his man, but Thomas maintains control. Out front to Givens, to Colds. He's going to drive on Taylor. Taylor shuts him off once. Colds reverses direction, comes to the baseline, throws underneath. Back out to the wingman to Thomas, a three-pointer. It's too long, no good. Rebound tipped, and the loose ball picked up by Menor. He throws ahead, stolen by Harris. He gives to Coles on the left wing. Back out to Harris for a three-pointer alone. It's good. And the Matadors just not taking care of the basketball here. 6 turnovers now. And they trail it 28-22 with 8:08 to go in the half. Cody holds it up, gives it to Theron Taylor. Free throw line, barely got iron. Didn't hit the iron, actually went out of bounds over the end line.
A terrible looking jump shot from Taylor. A, he wasn't squared up to the basket. B, he rushed it. And for no reason, there was not a defender within 5 feet of him.
Just no need to take the shot. Run the offense, kids. It's always an easy game from the sideline, though, isn't it? That's what I love about broadcasting.
A lot easier said than done.
All right, here's a handoff to Coles. He falls down, loses the ball, and off to the races goes Raymond Cody. 3-on-none for the Matadors. Cody lays it up and in, and it's 28-24. I hope that that Coles is okay.
He appears to be.
Here's Harris dribbling over against Cody, over to the right wing. Stutter step, comes baseline, throws up a wild shot off the mark, but his teammates get the rebound inside. That's no good. Ball still loose, tipped around a couple of times. Thomas, it goes over the end line, and they're going to say last touched by one of the Matadors, either Menor or Gallic. But either way, it's going to be Dragons basketball. But first, a media timeout. We're under 8 minutes, 7:22 left to play in the half. And the Dragons lead the Matadors 28-24. Let's listen in to the music as our Matador dancers take the floor. Well, they say that there are lies, damn lies, and statistics, but these statistics ain't lying. Matadors now with 6 turnovers and just 3 assists, while the Dragons have 5 assists and only 3 turnovers in the ball game, and that's part of the reason why they've got a 28-24 lead here with 7:22 to go here in the first half.
And Bill, there's a difference between turnovers that the defense can create, that the defense creates, and turnovers that are just bad turnovers, bad decisions. And most of the turnovers tonight for the Matadors have been off of bad decisions.
All right, now the defensive pressure picks up for the Matadors as the Dragons are working it around the perimeter. Harris had to hand it off to Givens, and now he gets it back at half court. 20 seconds to go on the shot clock as he's holding it up and calling out a play. Fouch runs around a pick, but Gallic cuts him off for the moment. Now Thomas with it above the top of the key. Vincent Cordell playing defense there. Ball on the floor, and finally Cody decides to pick it up after the missed shot by the Dragons. Cody from the right wing gives to Gallic, and he traveled at the top of the key. Wanted to go past his man. He saw Niesler running at him, and Willie had the right idea, but bad execution, and another Matador turnover. So it's 3 assists to 7 turnovers.
Again, Bill, the defense did nothing to create that turnover. It was just a poor decision, poor execution, as you said, by Gallic.
Harris lays it into his teammate, and goes up strongly. That was Sammy Givens in among the Matador trees. Neither Gallic nor Lizarraga could get a block. And Cody brings the ball to the front court to Lizarraga, top of the key. Now to Cordell on the right wing. A lob pass intended for Gallick is knocked away, stolen by the Dragons. Another turnover. Here's Harris driving over to the right side, kicks it in the corner. A three-pointer on the way by Fouch is good. And now it's 33-24, a 9-point Dragon lead.
Already 5 3-pointers made by the Dragons, and all off of dribble penetration.
And the Dragons are a horrible shooting three-point team, and they are just knocking them down left and right. There's a wild shot by Cody that's off the mark. Rebound handed off to Harris. He's out of the backcourt for the Dragons. Stutter step and now backs up, keeps the dribble alive near the top of the key. He'll dribble over to the right wing and finally throw it out front to Fouch. To Thomas. He'll start a dribble against Cordell. Now move it over to Harris on the left wing against Cody. He gets double teamed, so he lays it to the left block. A little step back jumper by Givens on the way, no good. Rebound taken by Theron Taylor. All Matadors there on that rebound. Ball quickly ahead to Cody on the right wing. They want to get it inside to Lizarraga. Gallick with it, top of the key. Lob pass inside to Lizarraga, makes a nice catch. Ball stripped away from him, though. Ball on the floor, and they're going to call Lizarraga for a foul as he knocked down Sammy Givens.
You would think the Matadors would go away from the ball pass. It has to be at least 3 or 4 turnovers, as the Dragons doing a beautiful job of denying the ball, fronting their man down low, and creating turnover after turnover here tonight.
I think you're right, though, what you said before, that it's not so much what the Dragons are doing, it's the Matadors are trying to take things that aren't there.
Poor decision making. Again, take what the defense gives you. They can't take away everything. Right now they're taking away
the lob pass.
The lob pass. So you got to dribble, drive, and create something down low, or create an open shot on the perimeter.
All right, Shannon Givens is in there now for the Dragons. He's over on the right wing, and Colds gives it to him now. Givens dribbling way out up near half court. Now over to the right wing. Pass inside to McCoy. Back out front. Alone to Colds left wing. He's going to drive left baseline. Cut off nicely by Tony O, who's in there for the Matadors. Here's a dribble by Fouch. He turns the ball over, but it's stolen back. Niesler gives to Colds another three-pointer on the way. That's no good. And the rebound snatched out of the air by Kevin Minner. Here comes McGee to the front court. McGee to Minner on the right wing. Stutter step, drives into the paint, leans in, leans back, got it stuffed right back in his face, but got the loose ball. Back to Cody, and McGee's going to reset the offense. 4:40 to go in the half. 33-24 Dragons. Matadors need a bucket desperately here. They've been stuck on 24 for some time. Tony O moves it over to Minner on the right wing. Top of the key to Cody. He can't launch a shot, and now we got an offensive foul inside. I believe it's going to be Tony O called for the elbow.
Trying to clear out down low.
Oh, Willie Gallick gets it. Well, okay. Gallick using the arms, the one referee said, to clear some space for himself.
You can't use your forearms. You have to use your body, especially your lower body. Gallick did not do that on that play.
So now the Dragons working it around the perimeter. And look at that, 17 fouls apiece now with 4:13 to play in the half. Shannon Givens picks it up and throws over to the sideline and threw it out of bounds. He was trying to just move the ball routinely over to Fouch and threw it out of reach onto the Matador bench.
And Bill, the Matadors have gone to a zone defense, which on the last 2 offensive possessions for the Dragons has kind of confused them a little bit.
I'm a little surprised they didn't go to that earlier, but hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? Ball pounded into Gallick. He leans in, gets bodied up. Ball knocked away from him and stolen by the Dragons. Colds comes away with it. Throws ahead to Givens. Back out to Colds, and now the Dragons are going to set him up. Niesler's at the high post. Givens is going to dribble back out toward half court. Now move it over to the right side. Matadors in a matchup zone here as the man with the ball gets greeted by a defender, and the other 4 are playing a box behind him. Here's a big pick by McCoy. Ball moved over to the right wing. It's into the corner. Three-pointer on the way by Fouch. Bounces off the top of the rim. No good. McCoy battling. Loose ball, and they're going to call a Matador foul probably on Kevin Minner, as McCoy was going to come up with that rebound and got whacked in the forehead.
And the problem the Matadors are having with McCoy, he's a big body. You got to put a body on him. You got to box him out. And the Matadors haven't done that for a large part of this first half. As a result, giving up a lot of offensive rebounds here early on.
So 33-24 in favor of the Dragons and a full timeout. The foul, by the way, was on Tony Oceansami, the 8th team foul on the Matadors. We'll turn it over to the dance team and the band, and we'll be back. It's Matador basketball here on IBSU.net. Bill Cortland and Josh Hoffman courtside here at the Matadome as the Drexel Dragons invade the territory of Cal State Northridge, and the Dragons with a 9-point lead here, 33-24, with free throws coming up for big Daryl McCoy. This is a big freshman. His free throw on the way is no good. The front end of the 1-and-1 is rebounded by Tony Oshinsami. He'll hand off to Vinny McGee, and here come the Matadors with 3:17 to go in the half. McGee goes around a pick, jumps in the air, throws to the right baseline to Gallick. He's double teamed and cut off. Ball thrown inside to Menor, jumps in the air, throws it up, no good, but he's fouled. And I believe it's going to be Sammy Givens who gets the whistle this time. That may be his third. Oh, it's McCoy. That's his second. Kevin Menor will go to the line to shoot some free throws. Menor, just a 51% free thrower so far on the young season.
And Bill, right now it's a struggle for the Matadors to put the ball in the hoop. Finally, they score the basket as men are good on the first of 2 free throws, but they cannot develop any type of rhythm offensively. And even though Menor goes to the free throw line here, it was an ugly shot and quite frankly a bailout on that foul call.
All right, he makes the second free throw. Did we lose a stat sheet here for the 4-minute one? Anyway, all right. Maybe we didn't get one, or it fell overboard or something. Anyway, Colds now is double teamed and trapped. Ball worked around the perimeter nicely, though, by the Dragons. Back out front, they get it to Colds and to Harris, and will regroup. Harris calling out a play, guarded by McGee. Dribbles over to the left wing, picks it up. Out front he goes to Givens. Givens on the perimeter, lays it off to Colds. He drives into the paint, throws up a right-handed shot. No good. Rebound grabbed out of the air by Theron Taylor, and he fumbled the ball away. He might have been fouled, and the trail referee didn't see it. And now the Matadors will have to go right back to work defensively.
And they're back to their man-man defense.
And a little bit of a weave here by the Dragons out front. Thomas holding it up. Goes over to the right side of the pass to Harris. Harris top of the key to Givens. Givens to Thomas. Now they snap it over to Colds on the left wing. He dribbles around a pick from Givens. Double team comes from Gallick, but too late. They get into the paint now to Niesler. He's fumbled, but they're going to give him an offensive foul. Okay. I wasn't sure if they were going to call Tony O or Vinny McGee for a blocking foul, but instead they called Niesler for an offensive foul, and that is his second personal.
I think that's what you call home court advantage, because that call could have gone either way.
That is the toughest call in sports. I mean, we all know it. What do you call? Charge or block? In the NBA, I can tell you this, that the defender was under the basket, and that is definitely a blocking foul in the NBA.
Of course, because they have the half circle.
All right, the Matadors working the ball around the perimeter. Where are they going to get the scoring from? A lob pass in there intended for Gallick is tipped away and stolen again. Here comes Harris to the front court. Stutter step, now penetrates down the right side, jumps the air, throws it to the left side. An easy layup for Niesler underneath away from Gallick. And the lead is extended to 35-26. Back to a 9-point Bulls with 1:40 to play. Matadors are going to have to figure some things out here at halftime. Theron Taylor dribbling over on the left wing. Now comes to the top of the key, stutter step, spins into the paint, throws it back out front to McGee. He wanted a pick from Menor but didn't get it, so he'll back out and call out a new play with 15 on the shot clock. Theron Taylor penetrates, goes to the rack, throws it off the glass and in, straight down the middle, about a 10-foot bank. Finds the bottom of the net, and it's 35-28.
And the Matadors are able to do something on the offensive end when they get dribble penetration right there. Exemplifies that statement.
Colds moves it over to Thomas. Thomas here on the left wing to Niesler. The high post left side to Colds. Now to the right wing. Beyond the arc is Harris holding it up. Now he drives to the baseline. Jumps in the air left-handed. About an 8-footer. Bounces around and goes down. Nice shot. He is a tough guard. And Vinny McGee comes back the other way for the Matadors. Behind the back he goes. Now penetrates. Dishes inside to Gallick, who throws it up and off the glass and in. What a twisting shot by Willie Gallick to make it a 7-point ball game. 37-30 with 35 seconds to go. For Gallick, that's 6 points. He leads all Matadors in scoring now. And now out front, we got a whistle and a timeout called for by the Dragons. A 30-second timeout with 26.9 seconds left in the half and 22 on the shot clock.
And Bill, when the Matador players down low are able to catch the ball in the post and able to get away from the Dragon player who's fronting them, they've been able to score the ball and be pretty effective. It's a two-part thing. The lob pass has not been a good lob. The lob passes haven't been good passes on the perimeter, but the guy down low for the Matadors has to do a good job of sealing his defender and putting himself in a position to receive that entry pass.
A lot of times, too, the Dragons, because of the Matador particular set, another defender on the baseline has been able to come over and play backside defense on, say, Gallic or Lizarraga on those lob passes. Now what the Matadors are doing on that lob pass from up top is they've got their players, instead of all being on the right block, they move out to the right corner, pulling those defenders away and opening up the key.
It's all about spacing. It's all about spacing. If you have good spacing, good things generally will happen for you on the offensive end.
Ball inbounded by the Dragons. The Matadors come with a double team, and there's going to be a foul on McGee. He accidentally knocked down Sammy Givens. And the Matadors trying to disguise a double team, but as soon as the ball was inbounded at half court, the Matadors attacked defensively. But the result is going to be free throws here, a 1-on-1 situation for the Dragons. Sammy Givens steps up with 23 seconds exactly left in the half. First one is way short. Theron Taylor with an easy rebound as he picked up the bouncing ball off the floor in the paint. He gives to Vinny McGee, and the sophomore wisely looks at the bench and says, okay, we're going to slow it up and take the last shot. We're down to 12 seconds to play in a half. McGee crosses the half-court line, moves over to the left side, keeps the dribble alive. Wants to go around Phillip, comes all the way in, throws it up, no good. He's blocked but fouled. The shot was blocked, but he was fouled. And now McGee is going to go to the free throw line as Kevin Phillip picks up his third personal foul. And it is the 10th team foul of Dragons, so it's double bonus. And a guaranteed 2 free throws here for McGee, regardless of what he does with the first one. 5.6 seconds left in the half.
Vinny McGee got his first career start last game at Denver, put in 11 points on 4 of 9 shooting. And you mentioned filling in for Mark Hill tonight, but doing a good job so far of running the offense. It's been the lob passes down low, which have really been the nemesis for the Matadors.
Along with their free throwing, McGee makes 1 of 2. He is a 70%er. Here's a long haul, a long toss by Harris. He got over half court, and it was about 30 feet away from the bucket when he launched a desperation heave as time ran out. It was no good, and the Matadors have closed it down to a 6-point deficit, 37-31 at the break. I'm Bill Cortland with Josh Hoffman. We're going to step away for just a moment, and I'm wondering if the musical Daniels, and then Kevin Menner with 4 points, Theron Taylor with 3 points and 6 rebounds, 3 of them on the offensive glass. Matadors shot 47%, 11 of 23 from the field in the half, but only 1 of 3 from downtown and 8 of 13 from the free throw line. All right, we'll get to the specialty stats from the first half of play, but we are already back to action here as the Dragons have possession to start the second half. Here's Harris. Matadors in a zone, and they're playing it really tough so far here. Shot clock down to 18 as Harris drives. Gets around Cody, got bumped, kick to the wingman. It's Colds. He holds it up and throws it back out to Harris. 10 on the shot clock. Harris tried to get it inside, did get it inside, and an easy layup and in by Sammy Givens. So the Dragons work the clock well and get a bucket. Matadors work the ball inside. A pass to an attacking Lizarraga. He's blocked and fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line for Northridge. 39-31 Drexel, as it was a 6-point margin at the break after the Matadors fell behind by as many as 9 points with 6:21 left in the half, and then cut it to 6 at the break. So here's Lizarraga stepping to the line for the first of 2.
And Bill, it's imperative, as Lizarraga is up and good on the first free throw, it's imperative that Kenny Daniels stays on the floor in the second half and stays out of foul trouble. Only 8 minutes in that first half to go along with 5 points. This is a guy who is averaging 28 points and 2 wins here at the Matadome this season.
And one of those games he had 39 points. Lizarraga misses the second free throw, and now we get a foul over the back. Lenny Daniel. That was not a good foul. But you're right, the key to the Matador offense is going to be Kenny Daniels staying out on the floor. And I think we need to see Raymond Cody start hitting something from the outside too. And I know that Vinny McGee is playing the point, but we got to see him with some more penetration. He is the backside man on the zone. Matadors are going big up front. Here's a drive by Harris, gets to the free throw line, leans in, throws up a left-hander and scores it. tough shot, and it circled the drain and went in. It's now 41-32.
He hung in the air for about 3 seconds there and then finally put it up and in.
Here's McGee driving, now throws a lob to Gallick, who makes a nice catch and misses the layup. And then the ball is knocked out of bounds by, they're going to say Lenny Daniel knocked it out of bounds. He might have been fouled and bumped by both Thomas and Givens, but the Matadors will not get possession. And Gallick needed to slam that one home, I think.
You have to wonder if McCoy's presence intimidated Gallick there and caused him to miss the layup. That was a gimme.
41-32 in favor of the visitors. 18:35 left to play in the ball game. Harris lays it out to Thomas. Over to the left side to Colds. He's way beyond the arc. Now to Harris out on the left wing. Back out front to Givens. Now to the right side is Childs. Sorry, it's Colds. Back out front to Thomas. He'll launch a three. That's off the mark, and it goes out to the corner. Chased down and not saved, though, by Givens. He tried to get to it in the corner. I beg your pardon, that was McCoy. My goodness, McCoy looks like two players out there. He is gigantic, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm trying to say. He looks like a tree trunk. If he stepped on a talking scale, I would say, hey, one at a time. I'll try to keep my day job. Stand-up comedy ain't going to work. And there's a blocking foul against Derek Thomas as Kenny Daniels tried to drive left baseline. That's what the Matadors need from him.
And he's a guy who can do it all on the offensive end. He can spot up and shoot the long shot. He can dribble drive. He can post up. He's big enough that he can post up. He's quick enough that he can take a guy off the dribble. And he has a good enough shot to stroke it from beyond the arc.
All right, Cody inbounds it. The Matadors get it to McGee, who throws over to the wingman. Three-pointer on the way by Cody bounces straight up in the air and goes in. It banged off the rim, went about 5 feet in the air and fell down, and that's very unusual for a long-range shot to end up so softly in the basket. Oh, Givens got away with a travel, but got the ball over to the left wing in the hands of Colds. Now out front to Thomas. Wants to go against Daniels, and we get a holding call. Going to go against Raymond Cody. He was holding Harris. And that'll be the second team foul against the Matadors. For Cody, that's his first personal. So ball on a bounce front court and a fresh 35 seconds on the shot clock. Derek Thomas will inbound on the right baseline for the Dragons. Stack inside. McCoy gets cut off by Gallick, so they inbound it into the right corner. Here's a drive by Coles, comes all the way underneath, lays it up and in, got it around the trees. Both Daniel and Gallick went for the block and couldn't come up with it. And it's now 43-35. An 8-point ball game as Gallick, top of the key, lays it over to Daniel on the right wing. He wants to go against Thomas inside. We get a foul, a push, as Raymond Cody got knocked down. And did Colds get the foul? No, they call McCoy, who probably noticed Cody about as much as an elephant notices a gnat. That is the third foul on Drexler for McCoy, his fourth personal, so he's out of there with 17:23 to play. Here's McGee launching a two-pointer, no good, but he's fouled just inside the arc. Thomas whacked him on the arm as McGee went up for a long jumper. Oh, they call it on Harris.
And that's just a dumb foul by Harris. You're not going to block a long shot like that if you're a guard, especially on another guard. There's no point in trying to block a shot like that. Instead, try to put your hand in their face to alter the shot. As a result, McGee goes to the line for a pair of free throws.
Free throw is good by McGee. Matadors were 8 of 13 from the stripe in the first half, 61%. That's right about team average for the season, but that is not particularly good. Here's the second free throw on the way. That one is good. So McGee, your point guard, knocks down a pair, and it's a 6-point ball game, 43-37. 17:15 to play as Niesler moves it to Harris. Now they get it back over to the left side, Thomas, to the wingman who fumbled, recovered though by Colds. Now they get it to Harris, kicks over to the right wing. Harris is going to start a dribble, throws over to the left side to Thomas, back to Harris, starts a dribble to Thomas. They tried to kick it to the wing, stolen, nice play by Cody. He hands off to McGee, back to Cody down the right side. He goes, blocked by Niesler, but a foul first on a layup attempt, and I believe Thomas is going to pick up the foul. No, it's Harris who picks up his third. And Raymond Cody is going to go to the line for a pair of free throws. Cody, a 71%er from the stripe on the season.
Cody did a beautiful job of not only stealing the ball, getting the ball in the middle on the fast break, then running the lane, and as a result, McGee rewards him on the right side, but he's no good on the first of two free throws.
All right, Harris and who was the other guy, Thomas, go out. And we've got Fouch and Shannon Givens in. Cody makes the second free throw, 1 of 2. And it is a 5-point ball game now, 43-38. The closest the Matadors have been in quite some time, since about the midway point of the first half. Ball out on the wing. Cody trying to come up with a steal again from Colds. But they get it out front now over to the right wing. Givens gets it back. The freshman Shannon moves it over to the left side. A drive by Fouch, kicks into the corner. His teammate Colds can't shoot. Back to Fouch, 12 on the clock, 16:30 to play. Ball still out on the wing. Givens throws over to the left side, and then a pass to the wing is kicked by Cody, and so that's going to put 15 seconds back on the shot clock.
And the Matadors, again, electing to go with the zone, something they had success with in the first half. I wouldn't be surprised if they showed it for much of the second half here.
Yeah, just stay with it. Okay, again, we're back to action. Ball being worked around the perimeter. Here's a drive into the paint by Colts. Tried to throw it, threw it away. Gallick ended up with it for the Matadors. He hands off to McGee, who'll come out of the back court. He stutter steps, moves to the left side, throws it back out front to Gallick, and waits for a call from the bench. And they tell McGee to back it out, set it up. He's guarded by Colds. They give out front to Daniel. He drives to the glass, throws it up, right-handed. No good, just a little too hard on the layup attempt. And Fouch comes the other way for the Dragons. They put it into the corner. Back to Fouch. Left wing three-pointer on the way. Way short, no good. But the rebound grabbed by Niesler, and a fresh shot clock for the visitors. Back out to Givens. 43-38 still. Both teams cold here in the early going of this second half. Niesler on the baseline got double teamed, but got it to Fouch. Back up front they go to Colds, who got away with a travel, and now they call a blocking foul. Uh-oh, look out, McGee. He's hot about why traveling wasn't called first. And Coach Braswell is out there to chat with his player first about the foul call and not the traveling call. All right, we are under 16 minutes, so this will be a full media timeout on the floor. You're listening to Matador Basketball here on IBSU.net. I'm Bill Cortland. He's Josh Hoffman. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll step aside for just a moment. The Dragons lead the Matadors 43-38. Matadors getting out rebounded 4-1 here in the early going of the second half. The Dragons 3 of 5 from the field, 60% here in the second half. Matadors just 1 of 3 from the field, and that one was a three-pointer. But they're 4 of 6 from the free throw line, while the Dragons have yet to make a trip to the line here in the second half.
It was the same pattern in the first half. I think it was the 10-minute mark, the first foul committed by the Matadors in the first half. So they're doing a good job of defense, especially with the zone. But it's the offensive end where they're pretty much struggling.
All right, so the Matadors in his own defense. Ball into the left corner. A three-pointer on the way. That's no good. A rebound tipped away by Niesler, and they got that call right. It'll go over to the Matadors.
And Bill, right now, Kenny Daniels, as he's walking her way, looks disinterested. He has to find a way to get more involved in the offense.
They got to get him involved, don't they? Here is McGee over on the right wing.
He's not even looking for the ball.
Now they get it to him, and he wants to dribble, spins around, gets to the left baseline, leans in, toss up right-hander, no good. Tip inside by Lenny Daniel after the miss by Kenny Daniels.
But Daniel's miss set up the tip in by Daniel because he drew 2 defenders on the dribble drive.
And Theron Taylor almost came up with a steal on the outside wing, but the Dragons still have possession, working it around the perimeter, and much more timid here with the basketball in the early going of this second half. Here's a drive, a kick to Fouch. He's alone for a three-pointer. That is good. Nice shot.
And they were due for one.
It was a three-point ball game, but it's back to 6. It's 46-40 in favor of the Dragons. Gallic holding it up. Now gets to Daniels on the left wing. He wants to go inside to the left block to Lenny Daniel, but can't. They give to Theron Taylor. Taylor with a couple of dribbles now backs out and lays it over to the right wing to McGee. McGee goes around a pick, launches an NBA three and scores it. Wow! Well, you want to know where the other scoring is going to come from? I said Vinny McGee's got to open her up a little bit, and he answers with a three of his own. So it's 46-43 with 14:10 to play. And the Matador student section takes up the chant, defense, defense. Here's a drive by Colds, a kick to Fouch, a three-pointer from straight away, no good. Gallic got pushed in the back, and then Niesler fumbled the ball away. Boy, no call there. That's a tough non-call if you're Willie Gallic. Niesler went right over the back. He had one hand firmly in Gallic's back, and the other hand knocked the ball away. So at least they got the call right about the ball being knocked out of bounds by the Dragons. 14 minutes exactly to play, 46-43 Dragons, Matador basketball.
And if you're a Matador fan, you want to see McGee shoot the ball more. He came into the game shooting 55%.
There's a pass inside by Gallic to Kenny Daniels. He ball faked, got his man in the air, then laid it up and in, scored and was fouled. He'll have a chance to complete a three-point play and tie this ball game up. It's 46-45 and a quick timeout called by the Dragons. Now, how do you get a timeout when the other guy's going to shoot free throws? That's what I don't understand. But they grant it with 13:49 left to play, and it's 46-45 Drexel.
Just to finish up on McGee, entering the game, he made 12 of his last 23 pointers, connecting on that NBA range three right there. Vinny McGee can score the ball, 9th in the Big West in field goal percentage. So if Daniels can't find a way to get going here, even though he just scored the basket and will have a free throw upcoming after this timeout, Vinny McGee is a guy who can shoulder the offensive load.
I like that play where they move McGee over to the right wing, give Gallic the ball way up high, drawing the bigs out of there. And then you have the other big setting a pick out here on the left wing, and Kenny Daniels brushes off of that pick and ends up receiving a pass and goes in for a layup to get the bucket. That'll open up the paint when you get your bigs to spread out. And, of course, Vinny McGee dropping down a couple of threes. That'll open up the paint as well.
Well, Daniels is so versatile. I mean, he can play outside or inside, so you can't really say he's a big man, even though he can play like a big man.
46-45, 13:49 left to play. After tonight, the Matadors hit the road. On Tuesday night, they'll be at the University of Colorado. That is a 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time ball game. And Alan Zinsmeister will be along to bring you all the action here on IBSU.net. Regretfully, I cannot make the trip. And so, Alan, you dodge me again, you dog. And then we have the holiday break, and then I will be bringing you Big West action as the Matadors head up to Pacific and UC Davis to open up the conference season on January 2nd and 4th. Here is the free throw by Kenny Daniels. It's good. He completes the three-point play, and we got ourselves a tie ball game at 46 apiece. Raymond Cody comes in replacing Vinny McGee. And the Matadors again in that zone with Tony O now in there at the back line, along with Theron Taylor and Willie Gallic. Kenny Daniels and Raymond Cody are out front. And the Dragons working the ball around the perimeter to Fouch. Over to Harris. He drove to the baseline, got pushed and fouled by Kenny Daniels. Yikes! Bad, bad play as Jamie Harris stutter stepped and then went up and got pushed in the back, and that was not the kind of a foul that you want from Kenny.
Well, Daniels was completely out of control, and the reason being so is because he wasn't anticipating what Harris was going to do. And as a result, he commits a very, very dumb foul.
Free throw on the way by Harris is swished.
Bill, defense is all about anticipation. It's not what the player is doing, it's what he's about to do. It's a guessing game. If you can guess correctly, chances are you're going to have success on the defensive end.
The left-handers got 14, now 15 points to lead the Dragons. 15 points and 4 dishes. And here come the Matadors trailing by 2, 48-46. Cody throws it out front to Daniels, who launches a three straight away off the heel of the rim, no good. And a wrestling match inside, and the ball is dropped over the end line. Gallic and Niesler both fell down. Niesler accidentally fell back into Harris, who was knocked over the end line, and the ball goes to the Matadors. what a wrestling match down low.
And you got to like the extra effort from Gallic as the Matadors
if you like
again.
WWF.
But he gets the Matadors another possession here in the second half.
All right, so everybody gaggles over into the left corner, and Theron Taylor having trouble throwing the ball into the front court. It's caught by Kenny Daniels right near half court, and he wants to break down his man. Fumbled, got it back. Now throws over to Theron Taylor out on the right wing. He comes in against the zone now from the Dragons, and Raymond Cody gets the ball back, calls out a play, and says, look at what we're playing against, guys. Theron Taylor, stutter step, spins into the paint, dribbled, lost the ball, fumbled, recovered by Tony O. 17-footer from straight away. That bounces up in the air, no good. Rebound inside by Theron Taylor, and he's fouled. They're going to get Sammy Gibbons, I believe, inside. Oh, no, they called number 11, Gerald Colds, for a whack on the arm.
In the first half, it was the Dragons who were out-efforting the Matadors, but here in the second half, it's the Matadors who are just wanting the ball a little more than the Dragons, and as a result, only trailing by 2 here, but Taylor can tie the game with these 2 free throws.
So Taylor gives the ball a couple of bounces. He's set. It's on the way and way short and off to the right. Poor free throwing that time.
You know, basketball and sports in general, it's not necessarily all about talent, skill. It's about fundamentals, and it's about how much you want it. It's about heart and desire, especially with rebounding and especially on defense.
48-46, Drexel. And Taylor's second free throw is good. He makes 1 of 2. Matadors trail by 1. Harris will come to the front court. Just inside 13 minutes to play. Thomas moves it over to the left wing. Colds dribbles around a pick and gives to Thomas out front, and he traveled. Good call. I was trying to figure out why the far referee, who was closest to it, didn't make the call, but the referee over here on the near side did see it and make the proper call.
But again, the Matadors zone defense really flustering the offense of the Dragons here in the second half.
There were only 5 turnovers by Drexel in the entire first half. They've got 4 already here in the second half with 12:40 to play in the ballgame.
And that's a byproduct of the Matador zone defense.
All right, so here's McGee trying to go around a pick. He does, but the defenders jump out at him. They give to Tony O. He throws it into Theron Taylor in the left corner. Lob pass intended for Gallic out of his reach, but tipped away by Thomas and out of bounds. And Gallic is just getting pounded. Those passes are just, there's no way he's going to get that.
There's no way he's going to get it. They had no success with it in the first half. I don't know why he just doesn't try to seal his defender and post him up straight away.
Ball inbounded to McGee straight away. He moves over to the right side, launches a 3. That's off the rim, no good. Grabbed by Thomas.
That was
he
a heat
gives to
check.
Harris. Harris back to Thomas. He throws over to the left corner. A drive by Colds. He gets into some traffic, runs over a man, and we're going to call a block on the Matadors. It'll go against Raymond Cody, and that would be his second. Oh, they call it on Gallic. So that's his second. Boy, I didn't see Gallic in on that play.
Yeah, Gallic was just standing there. It looked like Harris ran into him. If anyone, it should have been either Taylor or Cody.
I thought for sure they were going to get Cody, but what do I know? 12:05 to play. Don't answer that. There's a drive by Harris, gets to the free throw line, ball knocked away, but it comes right back to Thomas, and he gives back to Harris with 20 on the shot clock. Inside 12 minutes to play. Still a 1-point ball game, 48-47, and Harris calling out a new play against the zone defense. He drives, kicks over to the left wing. Thomas is launching a 3, and he scores it. Darren Thomas gives his team a 4-point lead at 51-47. Oh, and the ball is fumbled out front but recovered as McGee was able to tip it to Gallic, and now Gallic hands back to McGee. Coach Braz off the bench, barking out orders. Theron Taylor with it on the left wing now. Wants to go against Childs. Gets to the free throw line and backs up beyond the arc. Swings it to McGee on the right wing. They want to go inside to Gallic. He's getting bumped off the block by Niesler. So here's a drive by McGee. They kick to Cody. He wanted to launch a 3, but Harris was in his jersey. Back to McGee, 5 on the shot clock. McGee goes around one pick. Wants to break down the bigger Niesler, drives in, throws it up, and it gets blocked, and a shot clock violation. Good defense by Niesler against the much smaller and what you would think quicker McGee. He was unable to get off a good shot.
Too much one-on-one there by the Matadors on offense. No screens. Nothing to involve the entire team, and as a result, it's a shot clock violation. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Braswell reinserts Daniels after this timeout.
That was some seriously good defense by the Dragons. Got to give them a lot of credit. They now got a 4-point lead, 51-47. with 11:05 to play. All right, this one's turned into a full timeout, so we are going to step away for just a moment. It's Matador basketball here on IBSU.net. Well, the Matadors still out rebounding Drexel, but only narrowly, 25-23 overall. Each team with 9 offensive rebounds, but here in the second half, Drexel shooting a sizzling 55.6% from the field, 5 of 9, and 2 of 6 from downtown, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. The Matadors shooting just 40% from the field, 4 of 10. 2 of those 4 from beyond the arc and 6 of 9 from the free throw line. That's how they've gotten back into this ball game. But it is a 4-point Drexel lead, and the Dragons have the ball. They're working a weave. Around a pick goes Coles. They kick to Harris on the left wing. Right wing, sorry. He swings it to Thomas, who drives into the paint, comes underneath, throws it up. His shot partially blocked, or at least altered by, who was that, Kevin Menner? Or no, it was Lenny Daniel. And now the ball on the floor, dove on by the Matadors, and we're going to get a foul against Drexel.
Drexel foul number 33.
They give it to 33, Evan Niesler, and that is going to be the 8th team foul. As Niesler picks up his 3rd, it'll be 1-1 for the Matadors. 10:40 left to play, and some critical free throws coming up now for the Matadors as they are in the bonus the rest of the way. They have 5 team fouls themselves, but they have got to knock down free throws here.
And another reason the Matadors are still in this game, as McGee is good on the first of 2. They're limiting their turnovers, Bill, here in the second half. After 13 first half turnovers, just 1 so far here in the second half. Very good job of controlling the basketball by the Matadors.
Second free throw on the way, no good. Tonio went for the rebound, but the much taller Niesler was in front of him, and he came down with the ball. So here come the Dragons. Harris to the front court. Now the Matadors in a man-to-man defense. I'm not sure I like this quite so much. A weave out front. Coles with it, kicks over to the left wing, out of the corner. A three-pointer on the way is good by Derek Thomas. And that's what I don't like about the man-to-man here, is that the pick works and gets a man free right away. Vinny McGee dribbling for the Matadors out front. Over to Cody on the left wing, now into the block. Backing in is Lenny Daniel. Spins into the paint against Niesler and got fouled by Niesler. And Lenny Daniel will go to the charity stripe for a couple of free throws. I think they're going to call that a shooting foul. Yes, it is 2. Although that is the 9th team foul. 1 more and it will be double bonus, 2 free throws the rest of the way anyway.
And that's something the Matadors have to take advantage of, not only getting to the free throw stripe, as Daniel no good on the first of 2 long, not only getting to the free throw stripe, but making the free throws.
Daniel just a 61%er, as we knew, coming in to the contest from the free throw line.
And you know, Bill, a lot of the time, making and missing free throws is the difference between winning and losing a basketball game.
Tight one like this, it's a 5-point ball game, and how many free throws have the Matadors missed? They missed 5 in the first half, they've missed 4, now 5 in the second half. That's 10 points they've left on the floor, and they trail by 5. 10 minutes exactly to go. Here's another three-pointer out of the corner. That's good by Derek Thomas. Well, they call it a 2, okay? He was just inside the arc, but it's 55-48, just like that. It's a 7-point lead for the Dragons. Matadors, all that effort to get back into it. Here's Kenny Daniels, breaks his man down, comes to the right side, lays it off to a teammate who goes up, and the shot was blocked cleanly. Lenny Daniel wanted to go for a dunk, and a roof job by Sammy Gibbons results in a jump ball, and the possession arrow gives it back to the Matadors.
Daniel did a nice job of jump stopping, but a lot of players are block happy. He should have pump faked to let the guys go by and then put it up for an easy deuce.
Ball inbounded to Gallick on the left side. He tried to go up, no good. His teammate went up. That's taken away after another, I think, block. Colds ends up with it. Back the other way comes Harris. He throws to the right wing. This time Thomas launches another three, no good but too long, to Colds. So there's an offensive rebound and a fresh shot clock with 9:22 to play. Drive left baseline. There is a basket and a foul. What a drive. Kevin Menner got caught flat-footed on the left baseline. His man, Gerald Colds, went around him. I beg your pardon, it was Jamie Harris who went around him and snuck in the layup, and Menner picked up his first foul, but it is a critical bucket and a chance for a three-point play here with 9:19 to play. This could make it a 10-point game, the largest lead of the game, and it is good by Harris.
Still a lot of time to play, though, in this basketball game with over 9 minutes remaining here in the second half.
Right down the other way comes Vinny McGee, launches a three from the right wing, and he scores it. Quickly back the other way, Harris comes underneath, trying to wiggle in a layup, no good. Rebound put back by Phillip is good. And the Dragons answer quickly, and now a timeout called for by the Matadors. The coaching staff not liking the pace here. We got to play some defense. It's a 30-second timeout. 60-51 Dragons.
Vinny McGee has now hit his last 14 three-pointers, 14 of his last 23 three-point attempts. That's a pretty darn good percentage, I'd say.
That works.
But again, you got to play defense. And if the Matadors aren't going to step up and play defense and then on the offensive end make free throws, they're not going to get back into this game and ultimately win this game.
Now, of course, he comes down and early in the shot clock jacks up that three. You make it, everybody's going, good shot. You miss it, guess what? You're sitting on the pine next to the
no
coaches.
doubt about it. But you know what? He made it. That's all that matters. And he's shooting very well, as I just said, from the three-point line. So, again, it's all about good shots, good decisions. We've seen that from the most part from the Matadors here in the second half. But if they want to win this game, it's going to be on the defensive end.
9:01 to play, 60-51 Dragons. This is the kind of score that the Matadors want and not what the Dragons want, although they've held the Matadors still just to 51. McGee dribbles around a pick now, a toss inside to Gallick, a reverse layup try, no good. Oh, a tremendous rebound, slam dunk by Lenny Daniel. A two-handed thunder dunk, and it's 60-53, a 7-point ball game. Wow, Gallick, by driving underneath and trying a reverse layup, left the backside completely open. And now Theron Taylor reaches in, ties up his man. No, they call a foul on Theron Taylor. And Colds is going to shoot 1 and 1.
You know, I don't know if I agree with that play by Taylor. It looked like it could have been a jump ball. But again, he's been a little too aggressive on defense. Slide your feet, use active hands. More often than not, if you reach, you're going to get whistled for a foul. And that's exactly what happened on Taylor right there.
60-53 with 8:32 to play. Colds stepping up to the line. He's just a 57.5%er, and the front end of the 1 and 1 is good. Critical free throw for the junior. Makes it a 8-point ball game with 8.5 to play. 8:32 exactly on the clock.
In the first 10 minutes of this half, Bill, it looked like the Matadors were the team that wanted it more. But right now, it looks like the Dragons, as Colds is good on the second of 2 free throws, it looks like the Dragons want this one a little more than the Matadors, and it shows in the scoreboard.
There's man-to-man defense, and Raymond Cody launches a three from straight away. That rims out no good. The ball fumbled by Theron Taylor. He might have knocked it away from Gallick. Back the other way comes Colds for the Dragons. He kicks into the corner. Thomas got rid of the defender. Throws to Colds, who gives out to Harris out front. Now they're going to work some clock. Harris driving against McGee. Now lays it off to Givens. Givens on a weave. Gives to a teammate who gets into the paint. Colds throws it back over to the wingman Harris. Sorry, that's Thomas. I keep confusing them. And then the ball knocked away by Theron Taylor. Tried to make a steal, but knocked it out of bounds. And the ball will stay with the Dragons. There's a full timeout with 7:58 left to play. The Dragons lead by 9, 62-53. It's Matador basketball here on IBSU.net.
Let's hear some noise if you want to win here.
Bill Cortland and Josh Hoffman filling in ably for the missing in action Dr. Z, Alan Zinsmeister. Since the last timeout, since the last media timeout here, Josh, the Dragons have made 4 of their last 7 from the field and 3 for 3 from the charity stripe en route to this 9-point lead. And to beat the clock, a long three-pointer is launched, no good, and McGee comes down with a rebound for the Matadors. 7:43 to play. McGee got his man in the air but had to hand off to Daniel. They put it over to the right baseline, and cut off and blocked is Theron Taylor. So he will go to the free throw line for the Matadors.
And Bill, it seems like since the Matadors have gone back to the man-to-man defense, they've given up more points and as a result allow the Dragons to extend the lead to 9, whereas they were right in the thick of things when they were playing their zone defense.
And it's not three-point shooting either. I mean, since that previous media timeout, they were 0 for 1 from long range. It's been just 2-point jumpers left and right. There is a free throw made by Theron Taylor to make it an 8-point ball game, 62-54 with 7:37 to play. Second free throw on the way. That is short, no good, and McCoy fends off Willie Gallick to come up with a rebound. Here comes Harris to the front court. Accelerating, and then he traveled. He wanted to throw the ball to McCoy, but McCoy turned his back on him, and Harris says, "Hey, I wanted to throw you the ball." And McCoy says, "Why would you throw it to me? I wasn't looking at you."
Seems like we've seen a lot more traveling calls tonight than usual. Maybe these guys are trying to get a head start on their holiday travels.
No score on that one. All right, that's just 10 turnovers in the ball game here for Drexel. But 5 here in the second half with still 7.5 to play. Gallick drives in, lays it off to a teammate who goes up among the trees. No good. It's blocked, and then McCoy volleys it out of bounds. Kenny Daniels was the teammate that Gallick handed it off to, but I couldn't even see Kenny in among all the trees that were in the paint for Drexel.
Yeah, too much congestion there.
Do I sound a little nasal? Oh, you mean out there. All right, ball over onto the wing to McGee. He pounds it into the left block to Gallick, who wants to back in against McCoy. Now he squares, comes into the paint, jumps in the air, throws into the corner. McGee gets cut off, can't shoot, leans in, throws the ball away. It's on the floor, stolen by Drexel. Here's Thomas coming to the front court. Ball bounced high, so he held it up and hands off to Harris. That is 16 turnovers now against the Matadors. This one comes with 6:50 to play. And the Matadors trail by 8, 62-54. Harris playing some catch back and forth with Thomas, who's over on the left wing. Harris straight away back to Thomas. Now further along the wing to Coles, who drives, kicks out to Thomas. Now throws it away. It's stepping in and stolen by Raymond Cody. He gives over to, and back to Cody, who lays it up and missed the layup. Oh, and the rebound taken by the Dragons. Oh, tough break as McGee and Cody worked a 2-on-1 perfectly, but didn't finish. It could be a 6-point ball game. Instead, the crowd groans, and it's still an 8-point deficit with 6:15 to play. Coles throws it over here to Thomas on the wing. Back out to Coles straight away. One bounce dribble. Moves it over to the wingman. And Harris, the junior, calling out a play while holding up the ball. Now he dribbles around a pick and dishes to the wing. Coles drives, throws into the corner. Still no shot. 5 on the shot clock left. Thomas driving, gets around Cody, comes in, leans in. Cody blocks it out of bounds. And they're going to give it back to the Dragons, but 1 second remains on the shot clock. 5:55 to play. Great defense by the Matadors that time.
And Cody was beaten initially off the dribble, but stayed with the play. Blocks it out of bounds, and Drexel now in danger of not scoring on this possession.
So here is it's going to be a throw and catch and throw, and the throw, and Cody blocks the shot. They call a foul on Cody, and he can't believe it. Oh my goodness, and neither can the Matador coaching staff, as Theron Taylor's going to come over to the scorer's table to check in. With 1 second to go on the shot clock, the guy is throwing up a desperation heave. You should just be somewhere in the same zip code with him, but not anywhere near his shooting arms.
I mentioned this earlier in the half. There's no reason to try to block a long shot like that. Get a hand in the guy's face. But chances are, if you try to block a shot like that, especially coming from the side, you're either going to hit him with your body, or as Cody did there, you're going to hit him on his hand. A bonehead mistake, especially down now 9 to the Dragons.
And make it 10 as Fouch drops in both free throws, 64-54 with 5:52 to play.
And those are mistakes that can basically cost you this game.
Theron Taylor checks back in. Ball pounded into the paint, backing in, and a little jump hook by Lenny Daniel is good. about an 8-footer to make it an 8-point ball game again. 5:35 to play. Raymond Cody's over there chatting with the coaching staff, and there's a turnover, a steal by Theron Taylor. He slows down and then gets double teamed up near half court and fouled. They call Childs for a reach in and a whack on the arm, and now Vinny McGee is going to go to the free throw line.
You know, these guys are college basketball players, but sometimes you got to question their fundamentals. When you have a guy trapped in the corner like that, make him make a mistake instead of reaching, because again, if you reach, most of the time you're going to get whistled for a foul, and now Taylor goes to the line for 2 free throws because of the double penalty situation.
8 team fouls, by the way, against the Matadors, as Theron Taylor drops in the first of 2. And that makes it a 7-point ball game again. Seems like we've been saying it's a 7-point ball game all night. 64-57. And he makes them both.
The Matadors have been able to stay in the game, but they haven't been able to kick it to the extra gear and really either make it a very close game or take the lead.
Right, notice the Matadors back in this matchup zone, and that's been very effective. Fouch dribbling out near the top of the key, hands it across to Harris, and the zone is extended. McCoy wants it at the free throw line. They can't get it to him, and Theron Taylor steals the ball, throws it out onto the floor, and his teammates are charging for it. Who got it? Carrying it over the end line was Drexel. Jamie Harris got to the ball, but he and Vinny McGee were racing for control and ended up over the end line. It's Matador basketball, and now a 30-second timeout taken by the Dragons.
What a hustle play by Taylor, not only to steal the ball, save the ball, and as a result, the Matadors have possession with just over 5 minutes remaining here in the second half as the Matadors down 6 to the Dragons.
64-58, Matadors setting up an inbounds play. They've not been particularly effective with their inbounds play. They've gotten it in, but typically they've had to throw it out to half court.
I would like to see Kenny Daniels get involved here in this play, or at least on this possession, because he's the guy who really makes things go for the Matadors on the offensive end, and as well as trying to get the ball down inside. The Matadors have pretty much had their way with the Dragons down inside, if not scoring the ball with 24 points in the paint, at least getting to the free throw line.
Interestingly, though, they've been out-rebounded by the Dragons. I mean, it's close, 28-27 as of the last timeout. All right, we're back to action. The ball inbounded to Kenny Daniels, who lays it up and in. Great inbound pass by Theron Taylor, and the Matadors have closed it down to 4 points on an easy layup, 64-60 with 4:50 to play. And now the crowd on its feet shouting defense, defense. Well, at least the student section's on its feet. Harris dribbling way out near half court. Matadors still in the zone. Colds dribbling out on the wing with 15 on the shot clock. Gets out to the top of the key now to Harris. They kick it into the corner. A ball fake, and Fouch drives, lays it up and in on the right baseline. Nice ball fake and then drive and layup.
But again, no reason for Gallic to try to block that shot. Stay on your feet. Make him make a long shot like that, especially a team that doesn't shoot the three-point ball really well.
Ball into Gallic on the right block. He turns and faces up, backs into the paint, kicks it out front to McGee, who launches a three. It's off the mark, no good. Lenny Daniel with the rebound up high, throws it out front and throws it away. Tough break. That's going to be a turnover. That is the 17th turnover by the Matadors.
Lenny asking Vinny where he's going, but I got to make a better pass and a better decision. No reason to rush that pass, especially with a brand new shot clock.
Actually, it was a good decision, just terribly executed. I mean, he slowed it down, wanted to throw it back out front, but threw it over the head of his teammate. It was like the wide open receiver running to the end zone, and you just overthrow him. In this case, of course, going in the back in the wrong direction. Ball inbounded to Fouch. He throws out front to Harris. They bounce the ball over to Colds on the left wing. Matadors in a man-to-man defense here now, trying to confuse, but they're not, as Harris drives. He kicks to Colds, who's alone for a three, and that is good. That man-to-man defense, as soon as they see it, they start licking their chops, and they knock down another three to make it a 9-point ball game once again. 69-60. Gallic beats his man, drives, lays it inside, and a foul, hard foul, as Lenny Daniel was going to go up for a dunk. He instead will have to shoot a pair of free throws.
Look, I understand the attempt to try to confuse the Dragons, mixing and matching the zone defense and the man-on-man. Bottom line, Bill, you're not going to confuse a Flint Bruiser coach team. The guy was a top assistant to John Calipari, who of course is now the head coach at Kentucky. He was also the head coach at UMass for 5 years. Stick to the zone defense. That's what's been working. That's what's gotten you back into the game. They go back to the zone defense, or the man-to-man, I should say, give up a 3, and all of a sudden it's a 9-point game again.
3:39 left to play, 69-60, and it is turned into a full timeout. So we're going to step aside for just a moment. You're listening to Matador Basketball here on IBSU.net. Bill Cortland and Josh Hoffman sitting in for Alan Zinsmeister here at the Matadome. Lenny Daniels steps to the line for a pair of important free throws for the Matadors with 3:39 left. It's a 9-point lead for the visitors, 69-60.
And Bill, while I have a chance as Daniel steps to the line, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and hope I'm doing a good job filling in for Alan.
I appreciate you being here. Really, Josh, you're doing fabulous, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate you being here and jumping in here at the last minute and filling in so ably. I have to tell Alan to stay home more often. I'm just kidding, Alan. Second free throw on the way is good. So 2 big free throws made by Lenny Daniel, and it's 69-62. It wouldn't be a Matador basketball without Allen. And the Matadors now pressing, double teaming. Ball pounded into the left block to Givens. He dribbles out to the corner. Another dribble penetration, jumping in the air. They throw to the baseline, back out front to Childs. 18 on the shot clock. Great play by Drexel to throw it back out front and run some more time off the clock. Still a 7-point lead, and now Harris rubs his shoes. He's got 8 seconds on the shot clock, drives to the left side, wants to lean in, falls back, throws up a wild shot, no good, but his teammate Givens gets the rebound, and he throws it back out front. So all the defense results in an offensive rebound once more for the Dragons, and the Matadors go to a man-to-man. So the coaching staff challenging them to come up with a steal or something here individually. Colds with it out on the left wing, guarded by Kenny Daniels. Back out front they go to Fouch, over to the wing to Harris on the right side. 12 on the shot clock, 2:42 to play. It's in the left corner. Childs wants to go against Daniels, can't. To Fouch, it launches a long three. That's off the mark, no good. Rebound at Gallick. 2.5 to play, 69-62. Quickly to the front court is McGee. He gives to Gallick. Willie thought about a three, now holds it up and gives to Theron Taylor. Taylor, stutter step, gets around Fouch, comes down the right side. His shot is blocked, and it's stolen by the Dragons. They give it out to Harris. He's coming the other way against McGee. Leans in, throws it up, no good, but he's fouled by Gallick. Could have been an offensive foul call, too, as Harris was using his forearm to fend off the defenders. But that was a tough play at the other end for the Matadors.
It looked like Taylor actually got fouled, not when he made his drive, but right before the guy reached in, the Dragon defender. But nonetheless, it's a fast break opportunity for Harris and the Drexel Dragons.
Is this the time that we point out that these are Colonial Athletic Association officials? Notice I didn't point it out when it was 17 fouls to none against the Dragons back in the first half.
And speaking of fast break transition opportunities, Drexel's dominated that stat here tonight, leading the CSUN Matadors 15-4.
Harris made the first free throw to make it 70-62 with 2:14 to play. Second free throw on the way. That's good. Harris with some excellent free throwing makes it a 9-point lead again. Vinny McGee to the front court, right in front of us, throws it out front to Kenny Daniels, who dribbles, fumbled the ball, but it's recovered by Cody. He comes to the free throw line, falls back, and we get a foul out front against Niesler. Pushing, and I believe he has just got himself a foul out. Is that his 5th? Yes, it is. So he is toast, and that is the 10th team foul, so it'll be double bonus. I believe it was 10 team fouls already. 19 fouls.
Be double bonus.
19 fouls against the Matadors. Quick 30 seconds is going to be taken by Drexel. You have that long to figure out a substitute for your fouled out player. And both teams take advantage to gather around their coaching staffs and huddle up. Kevin Phillip is going to replace Niesler. Sophomore for a senior. 71-62 with 2:04 to play. Matadors need a couple of free throws here from Raymond Cody. And Cody, a 71%er from the stripe on the season. Two of 3 on the night, and now 2 of 4 as he misses the first one. That is 12, maybe 13 missed free throws by the Matadors tonight. Second free throw on the way is good. That makes it 71-63. Full court pressure by the Matadors. A double team comes. The ball gotten ahead though. Up near half court to McGee. He gives to Colds. Colds, couple of dribbles and throws out front to Harris. He's out near half court calling out a play, and McGee closes in on him. They give to Colds. Cody's all over Colds. 17 on the shot clock, but only a minute 45 to play. Very relaxed looking Dragon team as they are getting pressured well. Now here's a drive by Harris, goes down the left side, lays it up and in as Lenny Daniel was late to get over there to help out. And Vinny McGee got torched on the layup. So it's a 10-point ball game with a minute 22 to play, 73-63. And for the Dragons, that may have been the final dagger. Kenny Daniel jumps, throws the ball inside. A teammate goes up for a tough shot. Lenny Daniel might have gotten fouled, no call, and the rebound taken by the Dragons. And so they're going to walk it up with a minute 7 left to play. And the Drexel fans across the way that made the trip are giving a round of applause to their team as Childs is holding it up on the wing. Guarded by McGee. 52 seconds left to play. Great game here by Drexel. Hotly contested by both teams. There is a wild shot thrown up and in by Jamie Harris. Holy goodness, that was amazing. He's got 24 in the ballgame, folks. With 40 seconds left, it is now 75-63 Drexel.
And that's a shot that basically exemplifies the way he's played here tonight.
Matadors get the ball back to the free throw line to Lenny Daniel. He throws it away, tried to throw it inside to Gallick. And another turnover, and unfortunately, that kind of exemplifies the way the Matadors have been playing tonight. Their 18th turnover.
Daniel's just been flustered throughout the night. Lenny Daniel's been flustered throughout this night. And you can see it on his face and his body language showing exactly that.
Matadors have made 34 trips to the free throw line, and they've only made 21 of them. So now the Dragons just holding the ball, 15, 12, 11. The shot of the game clock running down here. And the visiting fans and team across the way on their feet, clapping. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Harris hands it to the referee. There's the buzzer. And the Drexel Dragons come into the Matadome and hand the Matadors their first home defeat of the season. And for the Dragons, just their second road win on the season. They're now 2-4 away from home.